Okay, that's good to go. Check everything's running accordingly. Go to this button, live. Live there, that's good. Alright. Let's check Restream. What are we saying on Restream? Pushing out to places. Okay. Let's see where we're at. You couldn't find anything. Like that. That work? No. Random like test streams I did, but I can't find the actual one I'm streaming right now. Super duper. I like YouTube, but God, it's complicated sometimes. There we go. Not add to playlist. Watch it. That's all I can do, basically. Okay, fine. But we're there. Sorry this is taking a while. We're streaming to multiple locations. Going well. I mean, comments are coming through. Hello, Flank Thomas. How are you? Oh, Tarek. Can you have a controller? I'm sorry, I can't send you a controller. Not at this time. I think I need to check if Twitter's going correctly because I think you have to do some other things. But I'm not 100% sure. Oh, okay. No, it says it's there. Periscope. God, there's a throwback. The old Periscope. No, it does it automatically. Fantastic. All right. And I think now I just need to push live on Instagram. A lot of channels going on. A lot of channels and a lot of people. I spelt showcase wrong. Excellent. That's just what you want. The worst thing is you can't really do anything about it outside. Can I? Can I end it and then whatever. Okay, cool. Right, we seem to be live across all the channels that are needed. Hello. Hi there. Sorry, this has been a bit of a chaotic thing to set up. Trying to get the entire thing going on multiple channels. I think we're live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. I don't think we actually put it live on Facebook, though. Being a little bit awkward. We're live everywhere. We're live wherever you can find. See if I can add one more thing to the thing, because sorry, this is the first time doing this to so many different. The problem is, right? I've got we're obviously using like Streamlabs, but to get it to all these places, because we're not just doing it to one platform and one channel. Like sometimes with YouTube and Instagram, we're sending it to Turtle Beach Main and Turtle Beach Games. So it's, and then when you try and send it to Facebook, it asks you to select a page, and they're all exactly the same. You don't know which one's which. What is what? So, I know what Turtle Beach PC. Send it there. Yeah, so it's a lot of channels, and it doesn't always let you send it to the same place. Like with TikTok, for some reason, I can't send it via the Streamlabs. It just goes straight through. You have to use this TikTok Live Studio to get it working, which is a bit of a pain. But anyway, I can't go live on Facebook yet. All right, well, we'll just have to leave Facebook, won't we? Hey James, how are you, mate? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so here we are. There's probably going to be some messages I don't see just because I haven't got that many screens to check them all. But what we're doing is showcasing our new products. So yesterday, if you weren't aware, our new PC products have gone live, so you'll be able to see them on the screen. This is the keyboard and the mouse. The keyboard is the Vulcan 2 TKL Pro. The mouse is the Burst 2 Air, and the headset you might see me wearing is the Atlas Air. We also had two other headsets that, in fact, I've got some up here, that went live yesterday. Is the Stealth 600 Gen 3. That's the third generation of our Stealth 600 lineup, and a new one that's come to it, not to be mistaken as a Gen 3 because it's the first of its generation, is the Stealth 500, which is a great headset that's a bit more affordable than the Stealth 600, and it's a nice entry level headset which boasts some great features and the power of some of the better ones. You're a bit silent. You have to update the stream on Discord and open the channel. Or should we do that? What do you mean? Oh, right, okay. Is that what it is? Because the volume's quiet. Try that. It should be fine everywhere else, though. But hey, keep me posted on the sound. Again, first time doing this, lots of different platforms, and they're all a bit weird. So I thought the best way to showcase these new products is to jump into some games with them. And obviously there's lots of new and cool, exciting features about all these products. So if you've got any questions at any point, please do let me know. Volume is fine. Excellent. Great. Sounds good to me. Hey, Ryan, how are you, mate? Long time no see. Still can't get the sound of that vending machine out of my head. Stream on the Discord is 3 minutes delayed. We can't update that because the host of the watch party. Oh, is that because it's not on? Right, I see. There we go, live. There we go, that should be better. I'm just checking, flicking through channels at the moment, just checking they're all doing that thing. Is it true RGB increases the FPS? I think so. I like to think so. Do you know what's so weird? I play this game loads on console, and I've been playing on PC today, and like the guns do not feel and act the same as console, which is not super helpful, but we'll give the bow a go. And I wanted to showcase some of the cool new features that, like the keyboard, for example. I had the guys on the product team give me a good old run through of how the new features work with the Vulcan 2 TKL Pro. So I'm going to give those a go and show you how they work. That's a teammate. Ooh, didn't even hear that guy. So yeah, if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm sure if I don't get to answer those questions, anyone who's got some information about them will be able to answer while I... Maybe a shot from behind? This is a terrible map to start on. Just absolutely spawn trapped here. Okay. Anyway. Why does the Pure Air doesn't have a dongle extender compared to the Burst? I'm kind of an ergo pilled person, so the lack of extender is quite weird. The Pure Air was a mouse that was made before the Burst 2 Air, and it was, just for transparency, was actually made for... I'm looking at that thing. It was made for Roccat, the brand, the PC brand before Turtle Beach and Roccat merged together. So with that kind of in mind, that product was not necessarily intended to have a dongle extender. That's quite a new thing. And with the legacy products that were brought forward, they weren't made to be changed or anything like that. They were made to, you know, be ported forward with some very minor changes, including obviously the logo and some of the lubrication on the keys. So I guess that is the answer why. You could argue, why didn't you do that? But I think that with that mouse, it was just, that was how it is. It was an older mouse design that had already been thumbs up and was just ported forward to Turtle Beach. If you guys notice on your screen, there's actually a QR code. So if you ever want to check out some of the products that we're talking about here today and showcasing, you can do by scanning the QR code. You can also go to turtlebeach.com. There's actually also a discount code that we've got, which is Stream10. And it allows you to... Stream Deck not really playing ball with me right now, which is annoying. Okay, it's not working for some reason. It's my fancy things. But yeah, there is... Oh, it's because it's turned off. That's why. There we go. Turn that off now. Is it off? No, it's not. But there is a stream code that you can use. It will get you 10% off up to 3 full-priced items. So if you ever do want to purchase some of the items, you certainly can do. I need to make some better classes. It's really like bizarre because I've not played PC Modern Warfare 3. I played Warzone on PC a fair few times since Modern Warfare 3 came out, but I haven't played much Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. It's really strange to see how differently the weapons feel and control, and generally how strong they are. So I usually find the bow to be quite a good weapon. Not quite doing it for me. Do you know what was quite good on this, which I didn't find as good on console, was the M16, the fully auto. Protect my team! Oh god. It's been a while. Shake the cobwebs off my PC skills. Who uses Dragon's Breath shotgun? Absolute chaos, boys. I swear to God, I must have something wrong with my game that the mosquito will only ever shoot me. You're a teammate. Where are they spawning?
I don't forget.
Ah. Been rinsed by a grenade, help! Get that trophy system down. Is there one below me? There is. Oh, he's over there.
I don't forget.
Yeah, he spawns behind me.
Took a shot. Careful, area's hot. Changing mag.
Goodness me! There's no safe place to be. That dude up there is. Why didn't his name appear?
Swapping mags. Flashing
I like this M16. Again, I didn't really enjoy it that much on console. I don't know why on PC it's so good.
Took a shot.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I'm the kind of guy who runs a Guardian.
Requesting recon
Although it's not as good as it used to be. Although the trip mine thing's very good. I like that. It's good fun. Whoa, fallen. Destroyed? How sad. Yeah, a lot of kills, not a lot of confirms. Not fun when people sit on head glitches, is it? Oh, I've been killed. You got dual pistols and you lost that gunfight. Oh, mate. Have a word with yourself.
Got one down. Semtex incoming. Took a shot.
Oh, he's getting double teamed. Let me have a gunfight with someone. Oh no, who? Why would you take a shotgun up there?
Trophy system active.
Bizarre.
Movement here.
Down there somewhere. Some dude's trying to shoot me from up here.
Changing mag.
There will be only one coming up. Oh no, never mind. I'm coming down. I didn't want to be up there anyway. Ah.
Semtex incoming. Dosing Semtex. Took a shot.
Come on, man. You got to be getting that kill. Who keeps chucking Semtexes?
Trophy system online. Hey, get back. Swapping mags. Throwing smoke.
I've got smokes on? Why? What, I had stuns?
I'm never down for long. Requesting recon flyover.
Put it down, quick. What is this? Oh, I've been stunned. Oh my god, what is this? What is this disgraceful gun? This isn't not the bow.
Planting cluster mine. Swapping mags.
What is this? It's like a Vector. This is a Modern Warfare 2 gun?
Changing mag.
Forgot what half those guns were. I only ever know they're in Modern Warfare 2 guns because you usually get the weekly challenges that pop up asking you to unlock an aftermarket part. How's this game still going? We are getting smashed. Ah! Stop chucking grenades at me.
Trophy system active. I've been told I'm hard to.
This is like the weirdest hatch. Haha. A little trip mine getting some kills. Love it. Oh god. Where's he going?
Moving this way. Got one down.
Kill confirmed. UAV ready to deploy.
Changing mag.
Tag secure. Kill confirmed.
Was he just shooting at me? He just ran into my trip mine. I mean, we're making a bit of a comeback here. I don't think we're going to win, but... Ah. But you never know. We can confirm some tags.
Trophy system online.
1 minute remaining.
I've been told I'm hard to kill.
Ah! Gotta get control of that middle point, boys. Mate, nothing aggravates me more than dying to Snoop Dogg in this game. Like, especially when he goes, ha ha! Honestly. Absolute easy way to tilt me. Oh, what was going to kill him? Thought I was going to kill him. Oh! Damn! My latency's quite bad. I don't know if that's just the server or because I'm streaming, but anyway. I think I did pretty well that game. What happened? 43 and 26, pretty good. I think I had a bit of a nightmare start, but we got there. Why don't these scenes work? Come on, Stream Deck. You're letting me down massively here. Cool. Right. Let's let's check the question. Sorry, Boring, I want to offer promotion of your channel. Okay, no thank you. Throw grenades back, yeah. Straightforward. To the point. Throw grenades back. Gets the job done. Can I gift you a controller or keyboard for your birthday? Unfortunately, I can't do that. That's a no-go, my friend. But I hope you have a good birthday. Come on, you Spurs. Hi. Hello, mate. How are you? On TikTok. If I ever speak to people and you don't see them in the chats because I'm talking from a different platform. As I said, we're streaming on multiple platforms. So if you are watching on like Instagram or TikTok, do feel free to come over to a full screen stream. You can find us at Turtle Beach on pretty much every platform. We're on Twitch at the moment. We're even on Twitter. We're streaming on Twitter at the moment. Basically everywhere. Everywhere you look, we're there. We are there. So I wanna actually highlight something in a little bit, which I'll show you, particularly on the keyboard. What are we playing? Team Deathmatch on Vista. I can show you this now. If I sit in the spawn. So what's really cool about this keyboard is there's 3 different kind of like features that it has and modes that you can take use of. So I need to turn it into game mode first. Oh, not chuck a grenade at myself. Sorry. Turn it into game mode by FN Windows. Mate, I'm trying to demonstrate stuff here, and you're just killing me. It's just not on. Right, so let me turn on profile 1. So I think this is the. Let me double check. Let me open thingy. Bear with me. I'm newbie to this. Go on the main thing. So what you can see is actually, well, you can't see it on the mobile version, but we've got something called Swarm 2, which is the software that comes with all our new stuff, and you can actually customize and change some of the things that are on the keyboard, for example. So this is actually what I've got for profile 1, is you can change the actuation point and like enable rapid trigger. So I've currently got the profile that sets rapid trigger. So what you'll see is so strafing is like really quick when you've got rapid trigger. I'll turn the game back on. So what you'll see is it's much easier, much quicker, much simpler to strafe. It's less of a blocky action. And obviously, I don't think rapid trigger is a particularly new concept, but I think sometimes it's difficult to be highlighted. That gun is not very good on this. So this is, I think this is rapid trigger light on. You can see it moves really nice and quickly and is responsive to go. And that's because there's essentially like multiple actuation points. So like when you press the key, it will start moving. And usually you have to let go to make it stop. And then obviously press it again to initiate another movement. But with rapid trigger, essentially what it does is it creates this kind of like point at which it registers an action. Okay. And so it essentially registers a input in multiple directions. So like when I press it and when I let go, it can essentially register another one. I'm not explaining it the best, but basically, like, I'll press the key, and what happens is I don't actually have to release it all the way to then push it again and create a second action. So, like, you can constantly just keep going and create these nice, smooth strafing movements. Whereas if I were to turn it off, you kind of... It might be a bit difficult to see it on the stream, but it's a lot less fluid. Like, it's a bit more blocky and a bit more staggered, where it's much smoother, much quicker. Look how quickly I'm moving side to side here. Whereas if I turn it off, it's not quite as smooth, which is obviously a really big game changer, depending on how you set your actuation points on it, to create a nice fluid strafing movement, which as someone who has not really used rapid trigger before, it's like it's a really big difference for me. And I'm someone who does like to kind of like strafe and use very intricate movements. And on a fast game like this, Call of Duty, where you've got quick actions and you're putting in multiple actions, it makes a big difference. It just allows you to kind of like get really fine movements very quickly, whereas it's a bit more blocky and just spawn literally there to die to the same person. Why are you lying down? What's even worse is his name doesn't show up above his head. How am I meant to know he's there? I have never played this map before. I have no idea what's going on. It just seems like everyone spawns on top of each other the whole time. This is not... It's a very nice looking map, but it's not a good map. Someone will probably spawn behind me now. Get me back to Rust. Oh! Like, they're just appearing out of nowhere. This middle area is chaos. Although I don't think I'm running Ghost or Dead Silence, and that's probably... or Covert Sneakers, or whatever you want to call them. Look, you just spawned behind me! Spawns are chaos! Oh, it's over. Anyway. So I hope I kind of explain that properly. It's not super easy to kind of articulate without something right in front of you. It's not going to the main YouTube Turtle Beach YouTube channel. As it is. So weird. Yeah, so guys, you got any questions? No matter how big or small or silly, please feel free to drop them in the chat from whatever platform you're watching on. It'd be great to kind of hear from you and answer any questions you've got, because obviously we want to inform everyone about these products as much as possible and kind of spread the word as much as we can. Give you all the info you need. The actuation options seem pretty cool. Not sure I'm good enough for them by Sasko on Discord. I think you'd be surprised, to be honest, because I think if you give them a go, like, because I'm the same, it's like, I'm not, when it comes to these like really intricate features, they're not my like go-to thing when it comes to picking up a product, right? Like, because I'm not a super hardcore PC player, or a particularly skilled one. So like, it works, it does its thing. Like, that's great. That's kind of all I can hope for. I need to stop using this bow. It's not very good. And we could use the MCW. Mix it up a bit. I'm a man of variety. But I think once you kind of get an idea of how they work and what they do, it's actually really nice. And like the controller emulator, which I'll talk about in a little bit, is also very nice. We could use this. Should we use a striker? I've got an itchy ear. There we go. Itch, itch, itch. Did you shoot through the wall? Oh! Why did my bullets, like, fly through him? I was shooting him, right? I think... Yeah, but to go back to it, I think these features are really nice, and they're nice additions to anyone who plays video games to a somewhat serious degree. If you don't, then they're probably not going to really interest you, but I think that... I don't think you have to be particularly skilled. What I say, mosquito drones. You don't have to particularly be like... I don't like these maps. I'm actually going to leave just because I don't like any of these maps. Like the MW2 maps, they were great in MW2. They shouldn't have been brought into this game. It's actually all the new maps they made that are the better ones. Go to small map mosh pit. I like small map mosh pit. More chaos, more fun. But yeah, like I'll take the moment to kind of like talk about some of the other ones. So the other feature, which if I switch to default profile 2, is the multi-input keys. So essentially what you can do is you can have multiple inputs set to one key. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to my fancy dancy product cam. So with this product, with this keyboard, let me Not that one. That one. Let's move that over on mobile so people can see. So with the keyboard, you obviously have multiple actions, but depending on how far down you push the key will determine what input you put in. So if you set this up with 3 different inputs, which you can do, you can set a different actuation point for each input, and depending on how far down you push it will determine what output you get. So if I were to try and show you, it might be a bit difficult on this map because it's chaos. It is chaos. But like what you'll notice is when I lightly press it down, I start walking, and as I push it down further, I start running and then go into a sprint. Should probably do this in a private match to show it off, but hey. But it's nice because you can just kind of like, you can actually get that kind of walking thing without having to press extra buttons, which as a controller player by heart and by nature is a really like positive thing. I think the only thing you need to be aware of is there's a slight thing that you need to be aware of, is if you have sprint to cancel reload, you accidentally, like if I shoot this and I start reloading, as soon as I press forward, I'm not pressing anything else, I'm just pressing forward and I'm going straight into a sprint, right? It will cancel your reload. So that's something you have to be aware of and obviously get used to. But it's quite nice if you don't want to have to like constantly press buttons. I think the only difference with this game is you can't set up tac sprint. So if I'm honest, like that example's the best way to kind of demonstrate the multi-input feature, in my opinion. But it's not necessarily the best use for it, if that makes sense. Because Call of Duty is a game that's all about tactical sprinting, or like it's a massive feature, you can't actually quite do it. Well, at least not with the setup I have. Because you basically have to press it twice, but it doesn't work that way. No. It's kind of nice though. Like if you find tactical sprint to be quite annoying and actually get you killed more often than not. I think it's probably a bad Warzone trait, because I don't actually think you need tactical sprint that much. And obviously you can change the actuation point. So for me, I quite liked having a really sensitive walk button. And then like a really heavy button to go to sprint. So like you just lightly tap it, you start walking, and then you push it a bit further, you go into a kind of like a run, and then push it all the way, and I've got a sprint. So that's a really nice feature. And I would say the best example to like using this is like in League of Legends. So if you're someone who has smart casting on, I think it's smart casting. That's the name for it. Basically where you kind of like, you press the button once and it will show you where you're pointing or what your ability is. So what's an ability that would use smart casting? Like maybe like Ezreal's Q. If you had that enabled, you'd obviously have the line pointing where you're going to shoot it. And then you would like press click to activate it. I can't even remember because I haven't used Smartcast in such a long time. Or whatever it's called, like where it would show the guidelines for you and then you execute it. Mine just automatically does it based on where my mouse points. And then obviously you could have it do that, and at the same time as you press it further, so you like lightly press it and it'll show you, and then you kind of like press it all the way and it would then execute for you. So that's a really nice way of making a multi-input go. Obviously it doesn't utilize all 3 actuation points as you can, but it's probably one of the better ways of using it, because in League, like there's not like a movement transition on this like there's no walking, jogging, sprinting kind of thing. It's just like you either press it or you don't. It's like actions aren't done based on how hard you press something, I guess, like this game is. So you just have to keep remembering, like, or turn off sprint to cancel reload. But I'm an OG COD player, so having sprint to reload is just something I can't live without, really. Mm. If pre-firing would get him to come out. No. Oh, he came out eventually. Anyway, I'm going to go back to my default profile. We still going? Alright, it's still time. We'll go back to what we're doing before. MORS. Very fun sniper. Oh, as if you spawned there. How rude. Where is... You know what I don't like about COD these days is how difficult it is to determine if someone's on the other team. It's all these custom skins. There's no clear defining difference between everyone, is there? You got... On old CODs, it was like quite obvious who was who. Do you know what I haven't done, actually? Hold on. Go back to my headset. Turn on my high bandwidth audio. High bandwidth audio with superhuman hearing. Let's see that make a difference.
Got contact. Take that grenade. Careless mistake. Won't happen again. Reloading.
Oof. Let's pull out the M16 because that was doing wonders for me last time we played this map. So yeah, that's two of the features that come with the Vulcan 2 TKO. Can do some ASMR if you want as well. It's a very different sound to well, we obviously put up a video of the ASMR for all the keyboards that we now have, and they do all kind of sound differently. But the more legacy keyboards sound a bit more similar, as they all have very similar switches, but the TKL Pro is slightly different. So yeah, guys, if you have got any questions for me during the game break, get that back over. Please do feel free to drop them in the chat, whatever chat you're in. I'm here to help. Goodness, couldn't hit that guy. I'll say what's also really good about the multi-actuation, or like just in general having customizable actuation points. Like I'm not a fat-fingered person, but like I'm really a bit clumsy sometimes with pressing the wrong buttons on keyboard. So like I have E as my tactical grenade, and a lot of the time I find myself like when I'm pushing buttons accidentally pressing E. It's even more noticeable in like when I play Fortnite, like I accidentally press buttons I shouldn't. So being able to like customize the actuation point, you can kind of like increase it so you don't accidentally press stuff. So I would probably change this to be almost fully pushed down before it activates, because if I'm using a tactical, it's usually not like a little brush movement like with the movement stuff. It's more like a intentional kind of push. So I'd have to get a bit more welly on it before I wanted to activate it, if that makes sense. So the final massive feature within the Vulcan 2 TKL Pro, we pull up. This is the headset. So you've got high bandwidth audio, which basically means that it will use a higher bandwidth to send audio signals. So the sound quality is just magnificent. Like in that game, I could hear things, but as soon as I turned that on, just the difference it made into sound, I felt like I actually knew where people were. So for me, that's a big plus. Let's activate. So the final thing is that it has a controller emulator. And so what this does is it replicates the kind of smooth analog movement that you would get on a controller. And it's really good, I would say, more so for like racing games where you need a full 360-degree movement. Whereas I would say that in an FPS, it's still really, really helpful, but I think that it's not as big a deal. And I think because people have played with FPS games with keyboards that haven't had such a smooth 360-degree movement for so long, you can kind of get by with it. And essentially what it does is it makes it so, like, I suppose the easiest way to describe it is, for example, in like Fortnite, being able to move in a more directional, more angled direction instead of just like forward, back, left, right. You create a much smoother movement pattern, and I'll try and show you how that kind of equates to in game. So let me turn it off first. So like, I think the easiest way I found it to be most useful is particularly when you're sliding. So like I press right, I go right, I press left, I go left, I press forward, down. Like if I press the two together, I go kind of like at a 45-degree angle, don't I? And the only way to kind of like get a more like natural curve, if that makes sense, is like just kind of like letting go and holding the button, I guess. So like when I'm doing it now, it's kind of a bit more, it's more of a natural curve. And like with the sliding, for example, I found it to be super helpful. So like I would slide and like, why is everyone trying to kill me? Did you kill him? You legend. Oh no, you didn't kill him. You're not a legend, I take that back. But with the slide, it was like, you get a really kind of one-directional kind of movement when you move sideways. And then turning it on, you can get a much more smoother slide. And it really, really seems to pull you much more depending on how hard you pull it. So I'm just kind of lightly doing it there. But you see how much more movement you get. assuming I haven't. No, you can't see it because I forgot to turn the game on. Right, we'll go through that again. So basically, like, I'll turn it off. And you kind of get this very one-directional movement. Kind of goes at a 45-degree angle. And when you turn it on, you get a much smoother kind of rotational movement. Look at that. Look how far. I don't think I would be able to do that. I don't know if it's as noticeable. Have I turned it off yet? No, I haven't. Turn game. Just look at... I'm not even turning towards the door like I was before. I'm just kind of going in a straight line. So if I turn it back on... Look. Going much more towards the door. And I think with the sliding in particular, I found, like... You kind of push it, you just kind of go sideways. I'm going to turn it on. Some dude's going to kill me. You really start to pull towards the side. And if you press it slightly, you obviously start going a little bit towards the side, but you push it all the way and you really start to pull, which is really nice. And you also, I think also one of the biggest things is... Sorry, Discord, keep watching, please. So, oh, well, I wouldn't have forgot if my stream deck would play ball with me and change the scenes like I've asked it to. It was doing it fine before I started streaming. You also get... So, like I was saying earlier with the walking, running, and sprinting, different actuation, different inputs, it was the best way to kind of demonstrate it, but it's not the only way to do it. So, like now, I'm just lightly touching it. I might even... I'd have to set up a different camera, but I'm just very lightly pressing that button. And as I push it harder and harder, I get faster and faster and faster until I'm in a full-on, like, jog. Ooh. So that's where this controller emulator I find to be really, really helpful. And I think you've kind of got to make the judgment call, because you can't have all three of these features on at the same time. You can't have them all on at the same time. So look, I'm going to just... So you got to kind of decide, is quick rapid fire trigger movements going to be better for you, or is it going to be like a smooth 360 degree movement that's going to be more beneficial? So here I'm just kind of like moving ever so slightly until I'm going into a faster movement and a full-on sprint. And obviously it takes getting used to. You can customize the settings as best you can. I think for me, I'm kind of just showing you how these things operate. And like, I think once you get the hang of it, you can kind of use them to really benefit your game. So like, I'm just going to slowly pick there. For me, that controller emulator is just, it's magic. I've always found it a bit jarring on PC, the fact that you can't just like slightly adjust your movement ever so slightly and move it a little bit more. You've got to press multiple buttons just to get a walking thing, and there's one set speed, you know. You either walk, you jog, or you run or sprint, you know, like there's no like in between, but you have this now real gradual acceleration through the different speeds, which I think is a fantastic addition to this keyboard, and just PC gaming in general. I think it's a real positive step in the right direction when it comes to the things that keyboards can do, and I'm sure there are programs out there that already do these things, but you don't have to go and get those third-party programs to do it. This program that comes with Swarm 2, that comes with Vulkan 2 TKL Pro, will allow you to do this for yourself. Let me check out the comments and see what's going on for a second. See if anyone said anything. There's been a lot of talking while I was talking there. Go through the comments. How far go? Go back. Atlas or Stealth Pro, what's better for PC? Both of them have PC versions, so this is the first time that the Stealth series have dedicated PC headsets. If you really wanted me to say which one's better for PC gaming, it's going to be the Atlas Air, because this headset was designed with PC in mind. But what's so great about it, it has the functionality to be used on every platform possible. So it can be used on Xbox. You can't see my Xbox up there. But bring this forward for you. Look, there's me in the background. You can use it on Xbox. Which way do I need to go? PlayStation. This little thing right here is actually a Switch. The Switch isn't in there for some reason. Oh, I was playing it recently. I was playing the Borderlands collection, funnily enough. You can use it on mobile. You can even use it on Xbox, which Xbox is a funny one because they obviously have a specific chipset. So although it doesn't work wirelessly, so with this you have a dongle which you can plug into the PC, and then it has Bluetooth that works with PlayStation, works with Switch, works with mobile. With Xbox, inactivity detected in your live. Thanks. Thanks, TikTok Live Studio. Once again, proving to be not so helpful. People can't really see it on the Yeah. Anyway, you have a cable that comes with it that allows you to change the volume as well. You plug this into this, so this works wirelessly and wired. You plug that into your controller, and you can get sound on your Xbox. So yeah, I would probably say the Atlas Air is the best option if you're a true PC gaming person. But the Stealth Pro, oh sorry, you said Stealth Pro, not Stealth Lite in general. The Stealth 500 and 600. Yeah, I would definitely say the Atlas Air. The Stealth Pro is really great because it has noise cancelling features, which is the only headset that we have that does have noise cancelling features. It's super comfortable. Obviously, it's probably the best looking headset we've got, if I am honest. Although I really like the looks of the new Stealth line. I think they're very nice and slick in terms of look. I literally exchanged my K100 for this, and honestly, I'm glad. The key press is so smooth. I saw on Reddit this guy said it's like a hot knife through butter, and in my opinion, he's right. I honestly can't tell the difference between the 8,000 Hertz pole rate I had and this with 1,000 Hertz pole rate. Well, I think, as I said, I think this is one of the best sounding keyboards that we've made. In fact, like my go-to and what I use on a daily basis is the Vulkan 2 Mini Air. Like I was using this when we had it with Roccat. It's interesting because I'd never used a 65% or lower keyboard until I got this keyboard. This is also a new keyboard essentially within our lineup, but it's a bit dusty actually because I use it so often. This is my day-to-day keyboard. I just love having like space on my desk. It just frees it up, and obviously I went from, I think the first keyboard I had was the Vulkan 121. I then got the Vulkan TKL Pro, the original one. Then I moved to this, and I've not ever gone back because it's just so damn good. Love it. So yeah, you would essentially have you've got a keyboard it sounds really good. You can hear it. I haven't actually got this. Have I got it plugged in? Yeah, I have got it plugged in, so I've got to be careful not to do anything. So I'm going to turn it off actually. But like you can hear it, makes nice noises. Bit more of a clacky sound. With this one, I'm going to unplug it so I don't accidentally open any windows, but it's a much softer noise. Much softer noise. And it feels really nice. Like, it doesn't... Not like these... I think it depends basically on what kind of keyboard you're after. I'm not a massive keyboard fanatic, so for me, I can only go based on my own opinion. And that's the beauty of gaming, and all the different options you can get is you got something for everyone. It's got a really bouncy, responsive key press to it. I quite like that. I mainly like just the size of it more than anything. Put that one back now. Fold it up. Push that under there. But I think with this, it's a much softer. It's a less of a pingy noise, as it was described to me by our keyboard wizard. There's less ping with the TKL Pro, and it is just, and it feels like the presses are much smoother. And I think that comes down to the fact there's multiple actuation points as well, because it's got to register everything from as little as 0.1 millimeters, I think it is, all the way down to all the way up to 4 millimeters. So it has to have a really nice, precise, smooth key press. So yeah, I really enjoy the sound and feel of this keyboard. I would love it if this kind of this was, in fact, I'm going to disconnect it for a second. If this was, so yeah, we've got white switches here, which is what they're different to. Oh, getting really technical now and messy. So holding it for the, I'm streaming on mobile as well, so we've got a camera up there that's kind of showing it. So I'm gonna, so obviously we've got the traditional Titan 2 red switches on some of the legacy keyboards. Pop that back under there, under my little monitor stand, because that is my day-to-day keyboard. And then we've got this one here, which is a nice white switch. The mobile users. It's very nice. Obviously, this one comes with a detachable palm rest as well. Nice soft foam. Why did we go with foam? It's just much easier to use, much easier to replace. Kept the costs of the keyboard down, so it's more affordable for the user. And obviously, if you have a wrist rest that you really like, you can obviously replace it, because it's not even detachable. It just comes separately, doesn't it? And you just put it there, which is really nice. It's really soft, really nice and bouncy, very comfortable. Whereas if you're not really into those hard plastic wrist rests, that's something you've got. Multi-input to me feels like it would take a lot of muscle memory to correctly implement in game. Yeah, I think so. Like, I haven't had much experience with it myself, and I think if you've played with a keyboard and you played PC gaming for so long with keyboards that only have one input, it's going to be very hard to wrap your head around it and get used to it. And I think you kind of have to lean into that. So what I would do is I would set the actuation point to either be really light or really heavy. So I would have like walking as a really light input. So I would basically touch it, because for me, and my own personal preference, but also my own ability and my 33-year-old fingers, I found it was very hard to maintain an in-between. So like I would either need to lightly touch it, like almost breathe on it, to get the lightest input, and then I have to really put some welly into it, as I normally would do, and lean into it to get the last input. And I can actually show you kind of the... Why don't I have this on here? Let's put this on here. There's Swarmy 2. Swarmy 2. It's not showing up. Okay, we'll go back to main scene. Yes, bear with me. I need to turn it off. Ah, it's because Swarm's closed itself. Is that because I disconnected the keyboard? Possibly. Open Swarm 2. In fact, what my Stream Deck is useful for is opening Swarm 2. We'll do that now. Maybe. Computer. There we go. Swarm 2. Right, cool. I'm sorry, mobile. You might have to live without this for a second. Is that working? Showing up? Don't know. Streamlabs just not being particularly fun for me today, is it? Doesn't seem to want to work properly. So give me a second. Can you work for me? I don't know why it's being funny. Alright, we'll do it again. Sorry, this is just window capture. Add source. Add sauce, tomato ketchup sauce. Kind of thing. Why is it not showing? Being super painful for me. I can see my mouse on it. Got capture card. Got Modern Warfare 3. Now it'd be great if you pulled in Swarm 2, please. It's not even recognizing it, even though it's open. I don't know how's it. How does that work? Very unhelpful. Maybe I need to close it. Sorry about this. Streamlabs is just not being overly helpful for me today. Just causing me chaos and problems. Why doesn't it recognize it as a window? Right. We'll just use desktop. See if that works. Display capture. There we go. That's better. That's better. Right. So if we go into what profile is it? I had it on. It was it this one? Multi-input. What was that rapid trigger? No, it is the multi-input. Right. So here you've got your so this is what it would look like on Swarm 2. Is you would have the 3 inputs. And you would obviously bind it. So I've got W Alt, which is my walk, and then I've got W, which is just move forward or jog, and then you've got sprint. Again, I wouldn't say this is the most optimal way of doing it, but should I put my camera back on? Oh, good, that's disappeared now. There we go. I wouldn't say it's the optimal thing to use it for, but it's the easiest way to explain it, because obviously you're missing out on tactical sprint, and it doesn't seem to be the case that you can do that. So you can enable input combination that would execute the whole thing together. That basically makes a macro, essentially, so it will perform them all one after another. I tried using it for slide cancel, but it didn't work. So you can obviously adjust the actuation point. So here's kind of like a diagram of what you would see and how it would look. In fact, maybe I can full screen it. That's made no difference to the size of the diagram, but hey. So you have presets. You can't customize at the moment where you want each one, but the presets will kind of do that. So you've got a standard 1, 2, 3. Standard 2 is kind of more heavy sided, so it would take a bit more in push to get that going. I think I had fast FPS was the one I found most successful. So that kind of gave me this light W followed by a heavy W to get the last input in. And that was the easiest. So we've also got MOBA ones, got fast MOBA as well. that allows you to get those multi-inputs in. So I think once you understand what it is that you want to get a multi-input into, for example, there was the League of Legends example where you kind of use SmartCast to kind of line up where you're going, and then it will execute without you having to press multiple buttons. You can wrap your head around it and practice, and it should be a really good addition to your arsenal. I'm just scrolling through the comments. Yes, in certain games. Yeah, I might have to hit up some MOBAs. Overwatch would be interesting. Not all games like hybrid input. Halo Reach didn't like me doing controller movement with mouse aim, for example. Yeah, and you can also going back to the controller emulator is obviously as the option to use your mouse and keyboard, not your mouse and controller at the same time, and I think that having that will allow for a really nice kind of in between, because you don't just have to use the emulator for the WASD. You can actually do it for various different things, and essentially what it does is it registers your keyboard as a controller input, whilst also still being seen as a keyboard. So you basically, it thinks you're plugged in as a controller whilst being plugged in as a keyboard. So you can do all the things that you would normally do on a controller that you couldn't do on a keyboard. That doesn't mean that you would then start getting controller aim assist, for example. You can't tell the difference between this and the K100 beside the shapes of the caps. It just feels smooth. I thought that was a negative, but I think that's meant to be a positive. If it works for you, mate, I'm glad to hear you liking it. I think it's got its own unique quirks that I'm sure the longer you play with it, the more you'll notice. When will the Kone EMP get a wireless version? What's a Kone EMP? I've never heard of the Kone EMP. Is that a really old cone? Because it's not. You like the burst 2 air or the pure air more? I'm more of a. I haven't used the pure air as much, to be honest. I think because this is the newest mouse that we have. I think had I used the pure air before it came out, I would have really been into the pure air. Because I do like the cone shape. My go-to mouse ever since I got it was the Kone Pro Air. So I've still got it behind me. It's a glorious mouse. I actually switched to the Burst Air Pro when that came out, and despite everyone not liking how heavy it was, I quite enjoyed it. I am a bit more lenient towards not a heavy mouse, but like a medium weighted mouse. I do like this Burst 2 Air, I think, because it's obviously got the same shape as the Burst Pro Air, which I liked. And it's super light. Sometimes I feel like it's so light, and you can take this as a negative or a positive, that I feel it's too light for me. Like, I feel like having some of the weight behind the mouse allowed me to really like embellish the movements more. It made me feel like I was making those movements more intentionally. I think with the Burst 2 Air, it's almost effortless. I'm not saying I think it's a bad mouse or like the lightweight is a bad thing. I think it's a really good thing, and I really like this mouse. It's my new go-to mouse at the moment, because it's so new. But I'm finding like I really am enjoying using it. And I think if I started going back to a heavier mouse, I'm not sure I would quite like it as much, because it probably helps the fact that although it's a massive weight difference in like the Burst Pro Air, the Burst Pro Air, the shape and the feel of it is almost the same. I haven't actually got the sticky grips on it. I do have the other Burst 2 Air here, which is my day-to-day one. I like a black setup, mouse and keyboard more. This one's also a bit dirty because I've been using it, obviously. But it's got the nice stickable grips that you can peel off and put back on, which is really nice. I like the grip on it. It's like, it's not over the top. It's nice and grippy. You get clammy hands. It's really helpful. It's in all the right places as well. Like your drag clicking, I'm sure you can probably get some use out of that as well. And just have them side to side like that. I think for me they're just, oh sorry, I'm talking to the wrong camera. We should go back to that big camera because that was a much more intimate camera. Anyway, so here for the mobile users, here's the two mice. You've got the black and the white one. This one's got grips on it, this one doesn't. And obviously in the back you can see like it's been sort of hollowed out to allow for less weight. Currently got the dongle in there for the one I use on a day-to-day basis. And they both got the 4 skates. You can change them to have the full width skates. So there's an extra pair of skates that comes with them that covers these. So you can change them if you want to. By default, it comes with the 4 skates. So yeah, I'm a really big fan of this mouse, and I think it's the lightest mouse in the world. At least that's what the packaging tells. Check that. Something like that. 47 grams. I don't know if there is a lighter mouse out there. I think that's the lightest mouse that is out there, at least wireless mouse anyway. But don't quote me on that. Don't want to say things that are not true. Put that back. But yeah, really like that mouse. It's a top edition. I have the Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra. Occasional disconnect when in wireless mode on PC and VIX. I would recommend updating your software and your firmware. Make sure you've got that the dongle is connected directly into the PC and not through a hub, because that can sometimes interfere. And yeah, make sure the connection to the dongle is clear. Like sometimes if it's under a desk and not, it's like plugged into the back, it can be difficult for the signal to reach. So if none of those seem to fix it, I would contact our support team to see if you can find a help. Now if they make a mouse with Hall effect, which probably might not be worth it, and you might like a G, and you can charge and player would switch over to Turtle Beach completely. You can charge and play at the same time. You just plug in USB-C, and it does come with. In fact, I'll go grab the box to go off screen. Got the box here. Because I assume this guy's not got the mouse. So what you have is this. It's not a receiver; it's an extension essentially. So it's got USB in the back, and it comes with you. I'll get the rest of it out. Why not? We're already here. We can get the rest out, can't we? Put that back. So it comes with a USB, which has USB-A, I think it is, and a USB-C. So you would plug the USB-C into the back, and then you plug that end into the computer. And this sits on your desk, and it's got this. It's not a sticky tape, but it's like a grippy tape. So it doesn't stick to your desk, but it basically makes. It's got a really not rough. It's got like a really I don't even know like a matte kind of finish where it's anti-slip, so it doesn't move around very much. But it's not sticky, so you can easily lift it off. It's not going to leave marks on your table or anything like that. Oh, and here was the just for reference. There's the sticky things. There's the skates and the extra pair of skates that you get with it. The grip, the sticky grips. Shove that all back in the box. It never goes back in the box the way it came out. Get in there. I'll sort that out later. So I'm just going to disconnect this. So this is the dongle. So the dongle would go in here while you're playing, and obviously that's plugged into the computer. So that gives you a much better signal if you're someone who does suffer from a signal that's not as good. And then what you can do is you obviously take that out, and then you would find a USB cable. Got one. Have I got one in here? Of course I have. Got another one in here. So you would then plug. This is not the most cleanest demonstration, but just to show you. So that's still, imagine that's still plugged into the computer. You would take that end. You would. This fits. I don't even know if it fits. There you go. You plug it into the mouse, and then you just play, and it charges. And I think it does charge pretty quickly. Should you ever be caught out, but it just means that you don't have to faff around. I don't want to put that one in. I'll put that one in. You don't have to faff around with finding USB ports or like grabbing a cable, going under your computer, like trying to shove the USB slot in there. And it never goes in the first time, and that's a real pain in the arse, isn't it? Like, why does that not fit in? Like, this is right, and then you flip it round, it still doesn't fit, and then you flip it round again, and then it goes in, obviously. The third time's the charm. Even though you had it correct the first way round, for some reason it just never goes in. Just never goes in. Sorry, I'm fresh off a rewiring. On Friday, I rewired my whole setup because it was an absolute mess behind my desk, and I had to rewire some new stuff in for this stream. So that was a good 7+ hours on my day. I think it was 7. No, in fact, it might have been 8. You think like you're doing it rewiring, you just go, this will be really quick and easy, and then like, oh, I'm near the end, and then like 4 hours pass, you're like, no, I haven't even scratched the surface. Bit of Fanta fruit twist. Who doesn't love that? I'm just going back through the comments. There's me just being an idiot and not having the screen on. You're looking to get the Kone XP Air because it was literally like the G502 with the extra buttons on the mouse, but then I saw it has no charge and play, and it has 19k DPI versus 25k. Yeah, so the Kone XP Air is one of our legacy mice. Let me grab it. Oh, part of my chair's just fallen off. I'm just a walking, talking Turtle Beach library. Go into my bookshelf of product. Here we go. Ugh. Not necessarily playing games anymore, we're just talking about cool things. Kone XP. Getting it open. Nice big box. I'll do it over here. So yeah, again, very similarly, this is kind of like the extension port that I just showed you with the Burst 2 Air. So you would get out of the box. You would plug the dongle into this, and then you have a USB-C that goes to USB-A, and you would plug it into your PC. And you shove the Kone XP Air on there when it's not in use, and it charges, so you'll never really ever be caught out. Oh, I forgot to charge it. You just put it on there. It's a really nice stand, actually. Let's plug it in. Let's show it off, because it'll probably ask me to update it, which I don't want to. Right, so here we go. Holding the mouse and in its stand, and we go. Right, so now we're cooking with gas. So you've got the nice RGB ring that comes around there. It's really nice to look at sitting at a desk. I think it adds a little element, and obviously the RGB on the mouse, which fantastic. So what you would essentially do is what I just did there. You would, if you were ever caught out, and I think the magnets are stronger on this than they were with the Roccat one, in terms of clipping into there, because I don't remember it being that strong. Anyway, you would take the dongle out, plug in a USB, plug it into your Kone XP Air, and you can just play on from there. If you were someone who forgot to put it into charge. And now I've got to put that back into the box, don't I? Which is always fun. And again, it never goes back the way it came out. Can you stop hiding my comments about the Roccat logo? And please bring it back. No. No to both. Can I bring back the Roccat logo? No. I love the Hall Effect linear switches. They are so quiet. I got the only one at my local Best Buy when it released. There you go. Smokey's a big fan of the Vulcan 2 TKL Pro. It is a fantastic keyboard. Takes all of the great things about the Vulcan TKL Pro and just kind of amplifies it for me. There's also a hotkey to open Swarm 2 on the keyboard, indeed. As I established, I'm more of a mini air kind of dude on a day-to-day basis. And to be fair, like this, the Vulcan 2 TKL Pro is a FPS keyboard. How the hell do you put this back together? I don't know. I had it right the first time. No, did I? I don't understand. Anyway. It's designed for competitive games and a competitive nature, but I think I like having more space on my desk, and it is kind of designed for FPS games. It's more of a minimalist keyboard, but it still has all the fun. If it didn't have... So, like, the other keyboard that was of a 60% nature was the Magma Mini, which was a really nice keyboard. I really enjoyed taking it out when I was traveling around. It was a lightweight, small, easy to take keyboard, but it didn't quite, all the functions required a bit of fiddly doodah with the keys, which was not as nice for me. But the Mini Air still retains all those major functions, which is really helpful. Congratulations, you received 100 messages from Restream today. Thanks, Restream. Burst to Air looks really nice, very similar to the shapes I typically enjoy using. Any chance of a job opening? There's no job openings from what if you do, I would probably check our LinkedIn. Speeder Noah said, how are you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. Hope you're doing well. I hope I can try your steering wheel. Yeah, the steering wheel, the Velocity One race is there if you're into racing wheels and racing games. Would definitely recommend giving it a try. Should we play a couple more games? Let's do this. I know sorry this hasn't been the smoothest of streams. The whole Streamlabs thing's been a bit of a pain to kind of sort out. First time doing it, and I was like, it was like 3 o'clock, and I was like, right, I think I'm ready to go. And then I started to mess around with, well, I basically did a practice stream, like stream to the places to check it was encoding correctly, and then it just didn't want to do it, and I was getting really stressed out. Well, the Discord seems to have gone down. I don't know why it does that. It's really annoying. Anyway. What's this? A striker. Ooh, I don't even think that's a proper build. I think I just threw that one of the blueprints on. This is a fun class. I like using this. This is the KV broadside with the battle rifle mod. Ooh, kill that guy. And yeah, the Atlas Air, so far probably one of my favorite headset. In fact, has it? I've got a slight bug with my Swarm 2 at the moment, in which it doesn't quite save the bandwidth setting. It's not really difficult to stop. Why is my FPS so low? Because I've got all these programs open. Oh. Run that now. Why did that guy not want to die? I love getting to the other side of the map and seeing absolutely no one. What I will say about the controller emulators, because it's like, because it's replicating that, you know, that progressive movement. Sometimes when you go from a standstill to moving, it can be a little surprising to see it like wind up. You know what I mean? It's like kind of generating. It's like generating its speed almost. Do you know what's probably a really good game for it on PC is like Rocket League or any. I mean, most people I assume play sports games on PC with a controller, but those little like small movements that you get with a controller are just so much easier now. I'm gonna switch back to rapid trigger. No, that's not it. Oh, I'm not in game mode. That's why. Where am I? There we go. I changed the colours of these things as well. Just to demonstrate that I was in a different profile. There's definitely a bit of latency on here. I don't know if that's because of me streaming on. I think it probably is. I am technically like streaming to multiple destinations. Ah, rude. Oh. Yeah, there's definitely a latency thing going on. I didn't even think 89 latency is that bad. Like, it seems to be a lot worse than I thought it was. Boom. Gonna keep asking for Roccat logo even if you hide it. I'm gonna keep hiding it. Gotta move on, man. What should I claim? When's the new season? It's like end of next week, I think. I'm not sure I'm going to get through this battle pass in time. Especially if I don't use some battle pass tokens. Put a battle pass token on for the next 15 minutes. How much percentage have I completed? Usually it tells you. Where am I going? 66%. Oh, that's not very good. I'm pretty sure I bought tiers at the start to get me to the new weapons early on. So I really haven't made much. To be fair, I haven't actually played as much as I normally do. Just haven't played much Warzone recently. How is the volume on the Atlas Air? What do you mean, how is the volume? Good, I would say. As good as most headsets. You can go from quiet as a mouse to ear bleeding loudness. Use the company credit card, buy the tokens. No, mate. I can do it. I just got to play a lot. I have to do some more streaming. Should we use the BP SMG? Anyway, I'm not going to be streaming too much longer, but if you are out there and you're watching on whatever platform you're watching on, I would really appreciate if you do drop a follow or subscribe or whatever the appropriate verb is. For whatever platform you're watching on. Because we're going to be doing this more regularly. Oh no, I've been executed! Just have a hard look at myself there. What's latency? 77. I'll have to get on when I'm not streaming and see what the latency is afterwards. And see if there's a way I can minimize. I see why everyone kept using this weapon. Pretty beastly. It's like... I know it's got a conversion mod to make it an SMG, but it is literally an SMG and AR at the same time. I mean, I kind of used it like an SMG before, if I'm honest. Take it down to Rio, Rio, Rio. Always forget I've got smokes on that one, but... We hit someone. Ah! Why am I always outnumbered? Ooh. Hello, ducky man. Oh no, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. Who throws stuns, man?
Loading fresh mag.
Hostile UAV in the area. Hostile care package inbound. Hostiles deploy the Mosquito.
Semtex incoming. Stun grenade.
Stop stunning me!
Throwing Semtex.
Never seen so many stuns. The reality is, it's probably 2 people using stuns. Oh, you are an enemy. That's what I mean, though. Like, I don't know if he's a teammate or an enemy because I can't tell unless I see his name above his head, you know, or I guess. Ah! Ooh, snipped me. And the name plates on PC are really small.
Semtex out. Thermite incoming.
What is my secondary? Oh, this gun.
Hostile eliminated.
I've been spotted.
Throwing Semtex.
Mine detected.
Someone's coming around here, I can guarantee it.
We've lost the lead.
Give this a go. The old hipfire demon.
Flash incoming.
Ugh. Again, couldn't. Oh, not again! How does he do this?
Hostile UAV in the area.
Just hip tosses me like he's in WWE.
Multiple movers. Semtex out.
Notch one. Enemy UAV active.
What is that? Ah! Your teammate.
Took out their trophy system.
Just nah! Just needed some electrolytes. That's definitely my favorite one.
Enemy KIA.
Don't even know what I'm shooting at there. Just shooting.
Semtex incoming.
Oh, I did get the kill.
Behind. Get moving.
Double kill.
Throwing Semtex. Tossing smoke grenade.
Tossing smokes.
Friendly mosquito deployed.
He's not even wearing covert sneakers, so how the hell did I not hear him? Made more noise after I was dead than he did when I was alive. Everyone dies. Chuck everything.
Semtex.
Go on. Peek the escalator. You can't just chuck a grenade and not follow it up. It's just not how we play Call of Duty, alright? And hide behind this vending machine. What's it called? Splice? Nice cold busy splice. Splice up your lives. I bet that's the motto for selling those things. How does that spot me through a wall? You almost gave me away. Ah ha ha ha.
Semtex incoming.
Ah!
Taking fire.
He's got his last mag. Better help him. Oh, not again. That sounds like someone who executed. I wonder if that guy's doing the execution challenges for one of the aftermarket parts.
Gun incoming. Lost contact.
Oh, I didn't mean to switch weapons there.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Well, that would be enough to kill him, to be honest. Oh, I've got packet burst. Excellent.
Friendly cruise missile.
Right, next stream I need to figure out. Need to look at ways to improve FPS and
Friendly mosquito active.
bandwidth. Although I can stream on console, I suppose. Take a bit of. Take a bit of the heat off my computer. Sensitive content warning. Just save it when you want. Oh, well, yeah. I'm almost done. Okay. Ooh. Bonjour différence. Français. Cool. Right. I think I'm gonna call it a day there, but I think that was really good stuff. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. And I could offer some insight about these wonderful products. As I said, they're now available at turtlebeach.com. You can use the this way. You can use the QR code here. You can scan it, or you can go to turtlebeach.com, whatever you want. You can use the code STREAM10, which will get you 10% discount on up to 3 full price items, which is great. So if you are looking to make a purchase here, you can do that. If you wanted to get the full set, even better. You don't even have to use it on these newer products. You can use it on some of our older products if you like some of the older headsets, or you like some of our controllers. Got the Stealth. I can't reach. Got the Stealth Ultra here. Such a good controller. Looks good. Feels good. The trigger stops are great. You can obviously take the fact you can turn them on and off very, very quickly and easily is fantastic. Hall effect analog sticks as well. Brilliant. So yeah, if that's something that takes your fancy, good stuff. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming to stop by. I'll be doing more of this. I'm gonna probably tweak a few things on the setup and see if I can get it working a bit better now that I know that this does work. I think the problems I had here is my Stream Deck didn't quite do the things I wanted it to. The point of it was to be able to use the buttons to just not have to tab in and out of games and stuff like that all the time, but it seems to be a bit touchy. So I don't know, I'll figure that one out. And also the thing with TikTok was a bit annoying because TikTok has just been staring at the same thing the whole way through. It's basically just been the same 2 screens because I have to use TikTok Live Studio, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, if I'm totally honest. Like, I'll show you here. For those who are on different platforms, yeah, come with me. So yeah, it's a really nice program. Not gonna lie, it is a nice program. It's very OBS-like, but I have OBS, so I don't really need it. If you're like just into TikTok, cool. It's definitely a more simplified version. It works. Problem is that I can't change scenes on both things. It's just too much work. And I wanted to get an RTMP URL. Here's a look at my little setup. Oh, look at all the cool stuff. Awesome set. Look at those hexagons. It's a bit bright because this camera's not as good. You can see all my little Funko Pops and stuff, but there's all my little cool lights going on. Back on. Just don't fall off. Yeah, so I got to figure out what's going on there. I didn't even get it going on Facebook because it wouldn't let me for some reason. So that's another thing I got to figure out. And then it definitely seems to take up a lot of bandwidth. All this multi-platforms. We'll figure that out in the FPS. Well, but if I do it on do console stuff, then so those are things I will out. But we will be doing more of these streams. This isn't just one of those, I talk about new products and that'll be the end of it. We're going to do these things regularly, and playing games, and streaming. So, yeah, really appreciate it. If at any point you've got questions about these products, feel free to ask, tweet us, Instagram us, DM, post, whatever. Feel free. You can go on the website to check out these items as well. Reviews will be coming out in the coming days. Everything seems really positive so far about the products. So stay tuned for all those reviews and keep an eye on the socials for anything new and exciting. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And yeah, I'll see you.